Okay, this video is going to be about CM Punk's heel turn, or more accurately, as he has yet to turn heel, the way CM Punk is being booked currently on Smackdown. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I know a lot of people seem to hate this. They hate the way Punk's being booked right now. In fact, almost everything I've seen on YouTube on this subject has been from people who say they don't like the way Punk's being booked, they want him to be turned fully fledged heel. Which I don't get, because I really like the way Punk's being booked right now. I think it's very creative. I do think it's a heel turn, by the way. I think this is a long drawn out heel turn, and I think it's a good thing. It's got to be a heel turn, because you'd never put someone in a feud with Jeff Hardy if you wanted to keep them face, alright? But it's not your usual crappy heel turn. It's not your Matt Hardy heel turn where you just hit someone with a steel chair and suddenly you're evil now. You hate everything which is good. You hate puppies, you hate rainbows, etc, etc. No, what they're actually trying to write here is, quite a sophisticated heel turn in my view, and I'll explain that in a bit. Okay, let's begin. We start at Extreme Rules. Jeff Hardy and Edge wrestle a rather mediocre ladder match, which results in Jeff Hardy becoming World Heavyweight Champion. And then CM Punk comes out and shocks the world, to use Michael Cole-like hyperbole, by cashing in Money in the Bank on Jeff Hardy and winning the World Heavyweight Championship. And a lot of people asked me immediately after this what I thought Punk's role was now. Is he a heel? Is he a face? Is he a tweener? And to be honest, I kind of dismissed them. I thought it was obvious. I was clearly wrong, but I thought it was obvious. I mean, the crowd hated him. For me, you can't screw over the most over face in the company without becoming a heel. That seemed to make perfect sense. I also distinctly remember JR saying something like, "And that's why we can never forgive CM Punk." Although, curiously, he managed to forgive him. By the next episode of Smackdown. Also, I just thought the way Punk cashed in Money in the Bank, the way he was made to look in the ring, the fact he was made to look quite weak. He had to hit 2 go-to-sleeps on Jeff Hardy, who had already been through a ladder match. The way he was made to look weak, of course, I always associate weakness with becoming a heel. So I thought everything pointed really firmly to the idea that CM Punk was a heel. So I tuned into Smackdown, expecting, I quite liked the fact he was turning heel. I expected to hear the usual flimsy excuses from Punk as to why he was a heel now. So I was waiting for the heel promo, and it never came. Punk was a face. He was obviously a face. He was a very reasonable face, came up with a reasonable argument. He said, "Look, I just want to win the World Heavyweight Championship, and I earned the right to win the World Heavyweight Championship." And of course that's a totally valid argument, because as JR said a few weeks ago, if you don't want to win the World Heavyweight Championship, then you should just be off the show, He also pointed out the hypocrisy in the crowd, that if he had cashed in Money in the Bank on Edge, they would all call him a hero. Just because he cashed in Money in the Bank on Jeff Hardy doesn't make him a bad guy suddenly. And the crowd don't know what to think. And most people hate this because the crowd don't know what to think, They want to boo him. They want to boo him because he screwed over Jeff, but they just can't. They wanted him to come out and, be Chris Jericho, be a sort of pantomime villain, be a sort of mustache-twirling villain, call them all parasites, and, say Jeff Hardy is, waste of space, a druggie, etc, etc. They wanted him to do all that, and he didn't do it. So they didn't know what to think of him. Now, I think this is all deliberate. I think the way they've got the crowd to sort of not boo Punk so much, but also not cheer him, I think this is all deliberate. I think the idea is that Punk is becoming increasingly frustrated with the fact the fans won't cheer him. You see him at the start of every match, he's delivering a lot of promos about how the fans are being a bit cruel to him, and you see him at the start of every match trying to get the fans to cheer to him, very obviously trying to get them to cheer, but they won't do it. And I think this is all part of Punk's heel turn. I think the idea is that Punk is going to turn heel for a reason, and the reason is that the fans turn their back on him that they're all cheering Jeff Hardy and they won't cheer for him. So I think at the Bash he will do something, you know, despicable and very heelish, and the fans will hate it, and it will be a beautiful moment once again. Punk will retain the title by cheating, and then the next Friday on Smackdown he'll come out and he'll say, well, look, you all turned your back on me. I was just doing what was right for my career, and you guys didn't understand that, and you all cheered Jeff Hardy, etc, etc, etc. Thus, we have a reason why CM Punk's turned heel, rather than just, you know, because he felt like it. So yeah, I think the way this is booked is very, very clever. I really like it. I'm fairly sure that's what will happen, by the way. I usually get these things wrong, but I'm fairly sure. I think that'd be clever booking. So, tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you think I'm right. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. Yeah, and just, you know, rate this video, comment on this video, subscribe if you wish, and please also subscribe to the link in the description box. Okay, bye.